I am a little distracted. Reese was through the woods, and apparently he said it was really big, whatever it was, had thundered away from it, scared him. I'm thinking moose, because that's about the only really big animal that sounds like, real heavy. I wouldn't think it'd be a bear. But he didn't get a look at it, so it's just a guess. And yeah, that's interesting. So it's like, moose can be about as dangerous as hippopotamuses in Africa. So yeah, keep your eyes open. Anyway, that's not what I came to chat with today. The communism experiment. That lasted all of 48 hours before the tears started. Yes, the tears. First, I took their money. They had to pay the tax. The government was behind in money. And then they had to pay rent and they had to pay for food. Now, mind you, cost control on rent and food, and they got a living wage so that they could pay for their rent and the food, because that's what communism/socialism is all about. It just makes the essentials to life affordable, and as long as the government can afford it, you eat, I guess, semi-good. Of course, in our household, they ate very good. But, all the luxury items, and that's what I call them, the luxury items, those items stayed at the regular price. And through history, if you'll notice, whenever these systems go in, the luxury items are usually imported, and you don't really get to pick the price. So these luxury items happen to be electronics and internet time. And the only two that could afford it initially were the rich guy, the middle one, Gabe, and the youngest one, the other hard worker. The lazy kid, he did work. I tell you what, even in the social system, he didn't even put in for a sick note, even though it was only 48 hours. He didn't put in for a sick note. He sit there and he really tried to do as many jobs as he could to get enough money so he can have that luxury item. But the time that they got to spend on it was definitely cut. I kind of threw all the house rules out the window with this so that they could, manage their money on their own without me going, So, yeah. The rich kid, as we were discussing this last night, he said, I just made enough money while he was in capitalism so that he could get through the week of communism. And that was his goal. That's why he was so adamant on making so much money, so that he could get through the communist times and he would be okay. And that's what he did. The youngest one, who was more well off than the lazy one, he had quite a bit of money too, but when them taxes came through, they took a whole bigger chunk that he wasn't actually expecting. So, he didn't have enough money to get through the week. Kind of makes you think about people today and their prepping mentality or any mentality that they have. It's like, you didn't think about this time, did you? You just thought about the next day and not the days following. So he wasn't real happy after the first day. The lazy one, he wasn't happy at all. Not only was it, he couldn't get enough money, as he put it, I work all day and I keep doing these jobs and I can't even get enough for $1 because I have to pay taxes and rent. I was like, well, yeah, but you were able to pay your taxes and rent. And you actually didn't have to have that many jobs to pay your taxes and rent. Oh, and your food. He's like, yeah. But that's the point of it. I mean, it's not about luxury fairness. It's about fairness to live. I was quite amazed at the next response from the lazy one, which happened to be something of, oh, I shouldn't work if they don't want to work. I shouldn't work for them to. Something to the fact of, I shouldn't have to pay for them not to work. They can get jobs too. And I thought, oh, some sense. because those luxury items are nice. First world problems. I don't know. They were very, very upset about it, and I mentally couldn't do it. You know, you're just taking from them for what? Really nothing. I mean, it's what it is. From the government standpoint, I was just taking it. It wasn't going back into anything that wasn't already being done. It went to nothing. And you look at these people now, I don't think they completely understand what socialism is, because if they did, they wouldn't be rooting for it. They have no idea. You know what? I think this curriculum should go everywhere. Everyone should be forced to do this. Just a week. Just a week. A week per one. Do monarchy, capitalism, and communism. Do them all. The kids will figure it out quite quick. Mine weren't slow in figuring out. I will tell you, I asked them last night, so which one would you rather have? They said capitalism. And I asked them about monarchy, and they're like, you know what? They were okay with monarchy. I'm like, yeah, that wasn't so bad. Oh, okay. So you're okay? How about a mix of capitalism and monarchy? They could deal with that. Yeah, quite surprising. As my lazy boy said it, I said, well, what do you think of communism? Thieves. They're just thieves. I said, well, you guys all know now. You better be careful who you vote for when you get old enough. The youngest one, I walked into his room last night, put his sister to bed. He said to me, I don't ever want to do communism again. I thought to myself, oh, sweetie, be careful who you vote for. Be careful who you vote for. And I really, you know, I'm this way with you guys on the internet, but in banter. But with them, I just, you know, I really tried to make it neutral. It's like the whole idea is to make it fair. You know, everybody wants a place to live. Everybody wants food in their belly. And of course, that's when the lazy one went into the spiel of they should work. He doesn't want to pay for them to do. I said, yeah, that's understandable. Everybody has the same. I guess what all the other conservatives have been saying. Opportunity. Everyone deserves opportunity. Or the freedom for opportunity. That's what it is. And I agree with that. And apparently so do my boys agree with that notion. You have the freedom. You have the right to opportunity. Not the outcome. Oh, well, apparently my neighbor stopped by before I started this too, to let me know that I need to let the boys get some orange caps on their head, because the hunters will be walking. Yeah, just in case. I thought, oh, okay. Yeah, when you move out to the 6, I had a bug flying in my nose. When you move to the sticks, yeah, apparently that is a hazard, hunting. And I don't want them shot, so obviously they will be staying inside. Screw the orange caps, they'll be coming inside. And hopefully that moose, wherever he's at, stays on the property. And my husband and I haven't done it yet, but we need to be putting up no hunting signs. Keep them out of this area. But we haven't even cleared trees enough to get into the property lines. Yay. Oh well. I'm bantering. I'm just bleh. I have a tongue tied. Bleh. I'm just excited. I just couldn't wait to tell you guys all about this communism thing, and that it lasted 2 days.